Blowout is a 1981 thriller mystery film directed by Brian De Palma. The film examines the similarities between films and real life, or more generally, illusion and reality. It also touches on the very obvious exploitation of women in this era of horror filmmaking. It's also very interesting to me how the film explored classism and how the upper-class political individuals compared to the regular Joes of society. Blowout shows how media is manipulated to the benefit of the big men with suits and ties who believe they are above the law. I think this is possibly a much more dangerous issue in today's society. Additionally, the scenes of Travolta doing the sound and film stuff is really cool to me, specifically because it's almost a completely lost art form, but its process would be preserved in this film forever. Speaking of preserving film, when I was watching this, it led me to think more about Criterion and how important it truly is. There's a reason Blowout is considered an essential Criterion release. It's because, kind of as I was saying, it shines light onto a particular time period in the film business. And it also acts like a sort of time capsule of early 80s Philly. Criterions are necessary because if they didn't exist, there's a possibility that this movie would fade into obscurity over time, crowded by newer streaming service releases whose companies or distributors likely pay to have their films at the top of the page, leaving older films or indie projects to be hard to find or completely non-existent on services. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Yes, most everyone can agree that streaming services suck, and that they will likely have to be the future of entertainment. But that doesn't mean we can't call attention to the fact that home video distribution companies, like Criterion, as well as physical media as a whole, are important. Perhaps not as futile as many think they are. While this may have been a bit of a tangent, I think the conversation fits pretty well into the themes of the film. I believe it's very important that we continue to explore and critique the corruption of the cinema business. Movies like Blowout are extremely important because it doesn't glorify the filmmaking world and really focuses on exposing it for what it is. The end of this movie is just so viscerally beautiful, it's hard to describe in words how it makes me feel. The combination of the amazing score paired with Travolta's incredible acting, as well as the stunning backdrop of fireworks in the night sky and the huge American flag in the background, all come together to produce a magnificent effect of raw emotion. The cinematography in this and the colors of the city and the night are on point in this film. The more I delve into 80s or 70s movies set in cities, particularly those exposing a corrupt part of the film industry or city life in general, the more I realize these are my favorite types of movies. I'm a huge fan of these hyper-stylized, colorful neo-noir films of this era, and I think this is the pinnacle of them. Also, I feel it must be mentioned that John Lithgow is terrifying in this, and genuinely looks like a killer. I think he deserves much more recognition as a movie villain. Anyway, I just really wanted to share my thoughts on this absolute masterpiece of a movie, and I think it's one of those movies I'll definitely revisit again in the future. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.